We have an amazing episode coming up. We have Izak Rankine.
Who's this? Cardman22?
What?
What? We have a guest.
How did we snag in?
That's right. The Carb Loaders have got their first guest for today's episode.
How much should we pay you, by the way?
Not enough.
Undisclosed.
Well, we have an amazing episode. Join along to listen to us talk about things like Izak Rankine. Did he run too far? We discuss with a very sad Sam a Hawthorn Port Adelaide game that I found hilarious. He did not. So we discuss the Saints season with Cardman. We go through an incredible game where we discover that Cardman knows every single footy card that's ever existed in the history of this planet. And to end it all, we eat cheetos with milk and want to throw up. See you on the other side.
The marinara.
Welcome to the Carb Loaders. I'm Jay.
I'm Sam.
Yes, and I'm depressed.
And on the end, we do have a fourth Carb Loader today. Please welcome Cardman22. Cardy, welcome.
Oh, thanks for getting me on for the first time. I think it's the first guest, you said.
It is the first
You're talking about it being the last guest. Surely not the last guest. It can't be, right?
Depends on how well you do.
The first of many. I can't be sure this opportunity up, but it's good to get on.
It's a pleasure to have you on, mate. Very excited to be having you here and chatting everything footy and whatever else we have planned out for this week.
Lovely.
Big stuff.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
We're very excited. Well, it's a good week to have you on because it was a good week of footy this week. I feel like I say that every episode at the moment, but it's been a few good weeks of footy in a row at the moment. And Sam, I apologize. Get out the Kleenex. Take a breath because we've
It's been a tough week for me.
It's been a tough week for the Hawthorn fan this week.
Yeah.
If you didn't see the Hawks, they lost in somewhat disappointing fashion on the
To
weekend.
say the least, I think. To say the least.
In the very least. There was, with 33 seconds to go, I believe they were up
Maybe
by
even 20 seconds.
20 seconds to go. They were up by 11 points.
Yeah.
And you guys managed to lose that game.
Well, it turned into a soccer match in here.
Yeah. I'll give you my perspective. I didn't actually watch it
Are you grateful for that?
heavily. This was on a Sunday. I was instead drunk at a bar in the city. So I was having a great time. So honestly, out of all the games for me to miss and for me to be drunk, it's just happened to work out. So
It was a good week.
Yes.
It happens. Shit happens. Should we have lost that game? No. But I'm not completely disappointed. It was against Port in Port as well. So, you know.
It was a tough game.
Yeah.
I think I was surprised that you did have the lead
Exactly.
to begin with.
For all 89 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
It was like, I think it was the entire game by the last 25 seconds or whatever.
That is...
Yeah.
But you guys are up by 41 at one stage as well.
Yeah. Yeah, just keep rubbing it in. Keep rubbing it in. No.
Yeah. Last guest we will ever have.
You're lucky I don't like the horse.
No, I didn't see the whole game. I joined on for the last 10 or so minutes of the match. I was out up until the end. It was in the moment, I remember thinking like, this has got to go down as one of the greatest ends to a footy game ever.
Certainly felt like it.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be hard to beat this year, that's for sure.
This year, yeah, definitely.
I think, do you guys reckon the 666 has helped it as well? Because I was thinking in the moment, when Rioli kicks a goal, it's down to a 5-point game, 15 seconds to go. Normally the game would just be over because like 3-4 years ago, Hawks just flood the back line, you put 13 guys down back. How much do you think the 666 rule has helped allow games like this to happen?
Well, now that the 666 rule's in place, things like that can happen. Like, you've got like a forward line that's actually got space and all that, so you can kick it inside 50. Things like that can work. With 15 plays, it's just going to be like congestion or a stoppage or something like that, or the ball gets kicked back.
You never would have had the space to get that, have that happen.
It's certainly a lot more competitive.
That's sort of why you probably haven't seen something like that happen to finish a game in probably ever. That I can think of, with a few seconds to go.
Because up to 4 or 5 years ago, you would have just absolutely put 16 in the back line.
Yeah.
Aren't you grateful, Sam, that we have these rules?
Can I just say how much Sam is loving this right now?
I'm loving this week.
At least Minnesota. Because
yeah,
Sam's also a big NBA fan.
Yes.
And he's a big Minnesota Timberwolves fan.
Yep.
So When the T-Wolves were down by 20 yesterday, or whatever it was in the third quarter, I was ecstatic for today's episode, thinking I could bring up the Hawks and the Timberwolves. Now I can only bring up the Hawks. We won't have time for
You
NBA
should have seen my
anymore.
heart rate monitor when I was at work. I couldn't watch the Wolves game either, but my heart rate was pushing 200 probably. Probably should see a doctor.
That's
Definitely.
You're dead in 8 minutes if you're pushing 200.
The noose was ready. But yeah.
Talking about that, your heart rate monitor.
Yes.
It did remind me years ago. My sister, when COVID first was a thing, my sisters worked at a school, so it was one of the places where it was like mandatory people had to still be there. And they had to take everyone's temperature. They got these like shoddy as temperature measures. And the first person comes through, it's like 48 degrees. They're like, well, you're either dead in 8 seconds or this thing's wrong.
Christ.
So they're like, after a while, they just realized that like someone came through like 7 degrees. And it's like, it had more to do whether or not the temperature measure had been in the sun before they took it.
Okay,
And so like, you measure, it's like, yep, you're 60 degrees. It's just like, because they had to get a range, like, put it in the sun for a few minutes so we can get them through. Because like, it didn't ever measure the temperature.
Oh, man.
Have team or something.
Literally. But yes.
Well, talking of heartbreaking, we'll go to the cellar dwellers now with Adelaide.
Oh, that was...
Now, we were both at the game.
we were at the game.
And we were literally looking right down on
that wing.
Izak Rankine. Right
Were
at
you
the
guys
end
level 4?
We were
Yeah,
level 4,
yeah.
so we had a perfect view to see it was well over 15 meters. Clear. This is going to sound like such a like...
No, well, we weren't thinking it. We were thinking, oh no, Rankine's
I
about to
was.
launch into 50. And then you heard a whistle.
Dead set when he ran, I thought in my mind, that's got to be over 15 meters. And the whistle called. So I was like...
So you caught it before it happened?
I caught it before it happened.
Yeah.
Like, as he was running, like, that's over 15. Like, that was my instinctive thought.
But then here's the point of the conversation. And this, to be fair, Rankine is right when he says this, that technically the rules were correct, that he had gone pretty much 10 meters too far. But you could talk about 20, 30 other occurrences this year of the same thing.
You could talk 20 or 30 other occurrences in that same game where you ran over 15
Well,
meters to get away with it.
Richmond, I can't remember who the player was. They pointed him out, Fox Footy, they pointed him out as a example. He ran about 22 meters.
Yeah.
And the umpires didn't call him on that.
No.
So,
as a neutral, because we're obviously pro Collingwood, you would have been a more neutral fan for this.
Yeah, I did watch the last 5 minutes.
When you saw it live, did you think that looked like he'd run too far?
Not initially, no. I thought it was just play on. Like, maybe. Like, I wasn't like, I was just counting steps. I think it was like less than 15.
Yeah, it's like 30
They were just
steps.
really big steps, which is what made it 24 meters when they counted it back. But I just thought they should have played that on just in like in the moment of the game, 20 seconds ago, give him a chance. But
yeah,
fair enough. It was a risky umpiring decision to make, to be fair. So
Totally.
it's not the worst one because he got it right at the end of the day.
It's a really tough one there. It's like the other side of the same coin is they don't call it. Rankine kicks in, Adelaide kick a goal, and suddenly all the Collingwood fans are spewing because he'd run 25 meters
Yeah.
to kick the
And then
winning
they
goal.
might have
Yeah,
to
the other
issue
way.
an apology
And
afterwards.
there's
That's
like, you're going to have an apology sort of.
yeah.
So you almost, I don't think you could have won if you were an umpire in that game, but I do reckon that like it was definitely too far. And I do think there was a point where if they're calling it consistently, that's fine. I think the issue is that, as I said, there's probably 4 other times that quarter that it happened and it's not been picked up.
I think that's what Rankine was a bit disappointed about. Like, he was like, oh, probably a fair call, but it needs to be more consistent with the calls. Otherwise,
You can't
what's the
be,
point?
you're not expecting it. He probably would have taken a bounce if he'd known that they're going to be that tight on it.
Yeah.
The one thing that Fox Footy pointed out, and it's sort of true, if you look at the footage of when he bounces the only time, there's about, in front of the umpire's view, there's about 4 players.
Yeah.
So you could make the argument that the umpire didn't see him bounce the ball,
And whether
and that could have aided his decision.
he thinks he's gone the whole.
Yeah, you think it's gone the whole way.
But if that happened, you'd call that earlier, right? If you
Sure,
were
you
40 meters.
wouldn't let it get to 40 meters
Yeah.
before you call it.
No.
And then there's another issue we need to bring up, but he's not even go that
100%.
far.
I mean, I'm more than happy for umpires to have a little bit of leniency.
Yeah.
Like, if I take a couple meters, I think that's okay.
Yeah, if it was 17 meters, I'd be like, that's
10 meters is a bit like, I don't know.
You can never accurately judge 15 minutes, can you?
No.
Well, that's the thing, because apparently they're supposed to be able to use the grass to measure out 10. Like the grass is the squares, the lines in the grass are every 10 meters, so they're supposed to be able to use those. But then there was a 50 meter call at one point, And they literally went through 7.5 patches of grass. I'm like,
Yeah.
these are 50 meters.
Far
You're just giving
out.
them a 75 meter,
Jeez.
75 meter.
Well, we were
50.
sitting there live watching it, thinking the same thing, going, "That's not 50."
It's like he literally went to like
Was
the
this
goal line.
towards Collingwood or towards Adelaide?
This was on to Collingwood.
I think it was-
Darcy Moore.
I forget which way it was. Like it was
It
given
wasn't
at the top
Collingwood,
of the
just-
goal square, and he took the kick from like the center circle at the end.
Yeah,
It was like, this cannot be 50 meters.
No.
He's
Yeah, definitely not.
blown it out.
Definitely
But I think they need to be. I think there needs to be a bit more consistency in where. I do also wonder watching it live. I said he did run too far, but I wonder whether there's a time when sometimes they give more leniency when it's like, oh, he's just by himself on the wing strolling down. You can go a few meters because he could have taken the bounce if he wanted. One of the things you'll notice is Josh Dacos was like right on his heels the whole time, so he actually couldn't have taken a bounce without getting tackled. And
No.
whether it's like, it's not just that he ran too far, but you're rewarding. The tackler was putting so much pressure on that he had to run too far. So you're sort of rewarding him. You want to be a bit tighter on that because it's like, oh, the defender did the right thing by sticking in his side.
Yeah.
If Dacos isn't there, Rankin kicks it 4 or 5 meters early, but he's forced to run a bit longer because he's got a defender. So I
Shots
wonder
right
how much
away.
that does play into it, and you call it because of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did also notice that it was as you said, he took I think 13 steps or even less potentially. It was like
I think
13
between
14.
12 to 14, I think.
Depending
it
on
was.
when you say he picked the footy up, and he ran 24 meters. So the thing I saw that he covered roughly 1.7 meters per step.
His
running full
strides
pace.
must be.
How far do you reckon you could make one step go? If you were to try and
Pretty
not
far.
tear your groin, do you
I
reckon you could
reckon-
get your legs to go 1.7 meters apart?
Well, funny enough, he tore his hammy.
Yeah, no wonder.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's
You're
quite
no
a surprise at the end
He's
of
out for like 3 weeks.
it. Yeah.
That sucks
Double
for a
whammy
super
for
coach
that.
as well. I
Yeah.
traded him in this week.
I think on a good day I could almost get 2 meters.
No.
Keep in mind, we are quite large people.
I don't reckon there's any chance
Speak
I'm
for
getting
yourself.
to like
My legs are pretty long.
dude,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
doing the splits if you get into 2 meters. Your
Oh.
hands without tearing your groin, how far could you step?
Yeah, I reckon. When we go from TikToks later, let's test it out.
Okay.
Yeah,
I reckon I get like
yeah,
1.4 meters is my
Note this down. We'll include this in the podcast in editing.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take a photo or something and see how far my legs can get.
Yes, absolutely.
Context.
We're absolutely going to do a TikTok of that
Yeah,
later.
all 3 of us to our hammies. Just predicting. We're out for 3 weeks.
Yes. Next week is going to be in a hospital bed. We're just
Yeah.
sitting there doing this.
fully plastered up.
Got the nurses holding the mic scores going.
You have the nurse as the guest for next week.
Yes. Halfway through we have to
We got
take our
that.
meds, so we're just sitting on the sidelines.
It's ties and kite.
Hey guys.
We got guests. We got this. We got the Knox private nurses here.
And Stevie Wonder?
Stevie Wonder.
No. Step out of an age.
Now speaking of beautiful moments, Harley Reid. Discuss.
Which one? Do we want to start with the goal from the goal square?
I think you got to start.
Oh, goals from the centre square, sorry.
That's the one I saw. I didn't watch any of the game though. I was
No.
going to stream it.
Yeah.
Decided
not
to
to.
not stream it. Probably should have at the end of the day, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I only watched the highlights and all that. Like when I woke up, saw the scores. I had a bit of a nap. Like 105 to 70
Yeah.
the scores. I'm like Harley Reid kicked the 2 goals, but that first one was just like you don't see that from a first year
That's just
player.
pure skill.
No.
Yes.
That's
That's
just
just
pure
God-given talent.
speed.
Toughness, speed, skill.
Like, he is a tank of a man.
And just
To
imagine-
be able to do
did he
that.
did he take 3 bounces and then
4 bounces
For-
though.
yeah.
Yeah.
to do that
So
and then
he's allowed
actually
to do it.
to do that and then finish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most difficult kick.
Just to remind you as
Or-
well, you literally got Petrarca running behind you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the part that
Yeah.
surprised me the most is you've got like Petrarca started on his hip
Mm.
and he just
Yeah.
burned him like he was like Petrarca is not a slow player and he just treated him as
Yeah,
if he was
exactly.
nothing.
Exactly.
Just, like he literally like on TikTok when I saw it, Petrarca wasn't in the frame after about 4 steps. He was
No.
so far behind.
Far out.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
That's just, yeah. I mean, I know that they've hyped up
Oh,
Hardy
literally.
Reid for
To
a
say
long
the
time,
least, yeah.
to say the least. But it's nice to see a round 1 draft pick actually
Live up to it.
live up to the potential.
Literally.
Yeah.
So quickly as well.
Yes, yeah, exactly. In his first year, like
Yeah.
what 10?
Well, they're
games in?
talking about it today. Is it the best first year
Yeah, I did see
player
that.
ever?
Probably.
That's a big
Or would you
call.
compare it with Dacos?
Yeah.
Would you
That's
say?
the one.
Probably the only other one I
Well,
can
this
think
is going to be that big age debate, isn't it? Who was better? Like when they first started, Dacos or
It's just hard to
Hardy Reid?
compare when they're in different roles.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's yeah.
They're
That's,
also very different styles of play. Like Dacos is a pure speed skills play. Reed's like that
explosive
power play. Like Reed's highlights are going to look completely different today. He's going to be very different to begin with.
And he might not accumulate as much of the footy. Like the stats, like you can't just read off stats and disposals.
Because Nick, he's going to get a bunch more of the footy because he's on the outside. Reed's in an under midfielder.
Yeah,
sort of match involvement,
It's going to look lovely in Collingwood colours 3 years from now, Harley Reid.
Yeah.
Read into that as you want, West Coast fans.
Well, if we get theoretically, if we get Zach Bailey next year, which seems likely at the moment anyway, would we need would Collingwood need
Do we need Harley Reid?
I think anyone
I'll be honest.
bloody take him.
Is there anyone at Hawthorn that you would not trade to get Harley Reid?
Just think, he could have been at North.
I know.
Would he have been the same player at the North?
Exactly.
They'd have like 4,000 a game. So
that's true.
He feeds off the crowd.
He does.
You got a point there.
But it probably wouldn't matter that much. Like he's a good player regardless.
If you could, is there anyone at Hawthorn you would not trade?
Lloyd me.
At Hawthorn to get
Lloyd me.
Not now.
You would not trade to get Harley Reid.
Maybe Nuke and Will Day.
Okay, so if West Coast called up today and said, we'll trade you Harley Reid for Jai Newcomb, you would say no. You would hang up the phone.
Yeah,
I don't know why they've been calling you. You don't really have much. If you're the general manager,
sample art.
Sample of media.
Just imagine that's actually what's happened.
No.
Well, no matter what decision you make, you're going to get hated on by all the Hawks fans.
Oh,
Yeah, they're going to be hated on by Hawks fans or Eagles fans to say no to Harley Reid or yes to Jai Newcomb.
No, I think I would trade.
Anyone.
It's tough.
Saints, anyone you wouldn't trade?
I wouldn't.
Anyone you would say
no.
You'd hang up the phone if they tried to offer Harley Reid for him?
There wouldn't be many players. I guess. Not at all. Like Marshall's up there. Oh, probably yes for Max King. He hasn't done much at all this year.
What about like
people
Sinclair?
saying we should trade him away as well? Sinclair?
Someone offered Harley Reid for Sinclair one for one. Would you do it?
Yeah, probably would.
Yeah. I'm trying to think at Collingwood. Because like when you take into consideration his age, Nick Dacos, Darcy Moore.
You wouldn't do Dacos.
Nick Dacos, Darcy Moore. I'm not sure there's anyone else I'd like DeGoey. I'd think about. Josh Dacos, I'd think about.
I'll tell you one person you'd say yes to: Lockie Schultz.
Ash Johnson.
Done.
Put him in the bin.
No, they wouldn't even have to offer Harley Reid. That's all I need.
Well, we'll give you like our least played person. Yes.
When Lockie Schultz got suspended last week for King hitting the dude off the footy.
Oh, Carlton, yeah.
I said to him, like, it's a devastating blow for West Coast next week, not having Lockie Schultz play.
I think we actually played better without him.
We did. I thought that looked a lot.
66 point
Joe
win.
Richards looked amazing.
Should we talk about this whole Lockie Schultz thing so far this year? What's gone wrong with him?
The problem is, and this is what I see, is that he had probably one of the biggest tasks in AFL, or Collingwood at least, is replace Guinea.
Yeah.
I think there's also a point where he's sort of in the wrong role. Like, he's a great pressure player. Like, that is the one thing, like, he runs his butt off on defense. Like he reminds, but like, he's an amazing defensive forward, but we already have McCreary, who's a really good defensive forward. We already have Bobby Hill, who's a really good defensive forward. Like, our forward line was already great in that aspect. What we need is a goal kicker. And they sort of brought him in to be Guinea, who could kick 3 or 4 goals in a game, but that's not his role. I think he's a good defensive player, but we need
He had one of his better games against Adelaide.
He did. That's not hard.
No,
it's not a great. It's not the highest bar we've set for himself.
So low, one goal, and you're like, yes, he's doing well.
He's had his best game with a
best game.
I mean, if we go back to Nick Dacos quickly, 41 disposals.
Oh, he was so good.
I mean, talk about even Pendles. Pendles wound back the clock.
Yeah,
He's according to Champion Data, who we know has never been wrong about any stat ever. They're according to their tracking, it was the first quarter where he had 2 goals and 2 goal assists. It was the 9th best quarter Pendles has ever played in his almost 400 game career. They said,
and he's 390 games.
390 games played.
393.
Almost won 3 Brownlows in his career, and they say that's the 9th best quarter he's ever played.
Wow.
I know we've been droning on a little bit, but I'll just ask this last question.
Yes.
Can you see him going to 450?
450.
So breaking the record,
breaking the record, yeah.
He doesn't look off the pace yet. He's still
not
looks
regressive.
First 3
As much
games,
as
you could say,
you would
yeah,
think.
he should retire. But now,
As of late.
as of late, yeah.
Well, this is what he did on Saturday, just to make it clear. He had 30 disposals, 2 goals, 70% efficiency, 8 score involvements, 3 tackles, 6 clearances, 3 inside. Like, that's a elite midfield game.
Yeah,
He's
that
doing
is.
that at what?
That's like a player in his prime.
36.
And
he's doing
36.
that.
You're not going to expect that from him every week, but still.
No.
Well,
But still.
how old was Brent Harvey when he finally retired?
Oh,
70?
Yeah,
I think
literally.
it was like 38
Boomer
or
was,
something.
Boomer had like
37?
glaze on the
Yeah.
side of his face.
Tom Brady got to what, 44 or something like that. Obviously, very different sport and role. But
Yeah, but Boomer, Tom Brady doesn't have to run as nearly as
Tom Brady
much
does.
as
They just get
you
Boomer.
don't even
Bob.
just end that at Tom Brady doesn't have to run.
Yeah.
Stand still.
I think honestly reached a point in Tom's life where they just gave him the ball and said, just throw it.
Yeah, I reckon
Don't move
first.
he could have honestly come in a chair, like a little deck chair, and sat himself down if he wanted to.
He just throws the ball and then they bring back a Super Bowl ring for him.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
There's number 8 or whatever.
we're gonna have to
I
get
don't know how many he's won.
we're gonna have to get to a break here. We'll be back on the other side. We've got some more questions for Cardman coming up, including a bit of a fun game. We hope it's a fun game. We've never tried it before, but
We'll
we'll
see.
it's a
Decide it
fun
every
game.
week.
Oh, I
We'll
better
decide
have
on the
fun.
other
Yeah.
side. See that.
If I pass 2 games, have there been anything to go by?
All right. So as we said earlier, this is a special week on the Carb Loaders podcast because this is our first time ever, and possibly our last time ever, having a guest willing to come in and go through the terror and pain of filming an episode of a podcast with us.
Yes.
Carman, as we said, thank you so much for joining us today.
No worries. You've
Thank
done,
you. Yeah, thank you.
There we go. Yeah.
you've done a good job of convincing me to come down, so well done.
A
Well
lot
done.
of money.
Yeah. We've,
I wish.
We said we'll watch the Saints game for him. No, it is a lot of fun to have you. Why don't you, for anyone who doesn't know, give us a 30-second introduction to what you do, your YouTube channel, your socials, and all that stuff.
Yeah, right. So I've got a YouTube channel where I do footy stuff mainly, like tips, vlogs, a lot of like sort of the entertaining style of content on YouTube. So I started 6-7 years ago. Started taking it a bit more seriously like around 4 years ago. Just trying to grow it honestly at the moment.
that's great.
What was it that first got you into doing like that sort of stuff? Doing social media or doing YouTube? Because when you started, it was mainly YouTube, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it's still mainly like YouTube's a priority, but as of late, like I've been trying to focus more on like the Instagram, the TikTok, just building the other brands as well.
Well, what first got you into doing YouTube videos?
So that was 2017 with the Footy Cards.
Yeah, okay.
That's all I did for the first few years
Yeah, nice.
because I was inspired by the likes of you back in 2013.
Shut up. I made the mistake of telling them off air that like I made like 3 videos or something when I was like 10.
Didn't we all though?
Myself like doing like a footy card
Definitely did.
opening,
Yeah.
I think we all did that.
and they were terrible.
Well, so am I when I started.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing, mate. Didn't have any equipment. Used my phone, stacked them up
Yeah.
on like the KFC boxes.
Yeah,
and
perfect.
so half of the camera was blocked off with the KFC
Great
slogan and all that.
sponsorship.
Yeah, so good early sponsorship. But yeah, then after a couple of years, I tried to change it up a little bit. So I made a couple of like Saints vlogs.
Yeah, nice.
Did a couple of like the compilation videos, like highlights packages. Just they seem to do well at the time for views, but I don't do them anymore.
Yeah, okay.
And then just keep variety going, like goal king challenges. That's sort of how it sort of shifted.
What sort of stuff do you like enjoy doing the most? Is it the footy, the goal kicking?
I probably enjoy like definitely editing. I enjoy more the IRL sort of content. So
Okay.
like if I'm out of like I don't know goal king challenges I said before, like one of the vlogs or
Yeah.
like the gather round stuff. Those sort of videos I enjoy putting together more like in the editing as opposed to like if I'm just talking in front of a camera. Sometimes I can get a little bit boring if it's just the same thing every time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair. What are you?
And I was going to say, like, obviously with Instagram and TikTok being the sort of
New era.
trending, the new if I sound like an old person, what the young people are getting into.
The social media.
You
Yeah.
are 40.
The new
so-
wave.
Have you tried the MySpace yet?
Not yet.
The interweb.
dial-up.
The World Wide Web.
Yeah.
Just discovered.
Is that where do you have a sort of future plan for what you want to do with that, or are you happy just sticking to what you're doing now
On the 2 other platforms.
Yeah, like TikTok and Instagram.
I've never really taken TikTok that seriously with the content because it's like for me it's just like the less effort you put in, the better they seem to do. I don't know why that is the
That's
case.
real. It's painfully true.
Like I've put a few decent ones together, thinking, okay, I'm going to put a bit of effort into it, hoping to maybe get it to go viral. You know, having something I can be happy with sharing, and it just flops. It's like, I'd rather put this effort into YouTube and just put the minimalistic effort into TikTok. But I still want to like do more with it and all that, like maybe a bit more consistent. Just different ideas.
We can have a woman dancing literally just in front of a camera and it gets hundreds of thousands.
Yeah, exactly. Just makes you feel.
You're sitting there after editing something for like 3 hours and
couple hour video, just like it's depression really.
It really is.
Oh,
what was it?
So hard for men.
Yeah, I remember there was a video we did last year I did a basketball podcast like 6 weeks that failed miserably last year.
Yeah.
And I had Sam wanted to be a guest. After like a good 8 or so hours in editing that TikTok, I reckon got like 800 views altogether.
Just 8 hours into a TikTok.
Because I put a lot of time into editing that thing.
What was it about?
It was just like a clip from the podcast, but I did all these like fancy edits on it.
Oh yeah, right.
Completely flopped.
To be fair, it looked good.
It looked amazing. No one saw it though. That's it.
I think most of you got on one of these like 8 likes.
Yeah.
And half of them are me.
Half of them my own other accounts.
I've got burner accounts.
Mum, dad, brothers.
Yeah.
We're talking about
I mean, to be fair, our vid, like when we like last year with SMC, the old name, that was pretty much what it started.
Going back to you talking about parents who enjoy social media, I believe Sam, you got a family member who found our Carb Loaders stuff. Didn't you?
So my girlfriend's dad and her uncle are big fans of the Carb Loaders.
Massive.
On TikTok.
Am I correct in saying they didn't know it was you when they started following?
No.
They didn't recognize you.
Yeah,
Wow.
so talking to her uncle at some family event, and he shows me this video, and it's this boundary umpire's video, and it pans to me. I'm like, Andy, that's me. He's like, it is. So
wow.
Was this before or after the stash went off?
We've also got the return of the
after.
stash today, which is quite an exciting moment.
Yes, big.
The fans have been waiting for this moment.
Now, finish your sentence. Big what? Big
comeback. That's what I was going to say.
That was not what you're going to say.
It is. Okay. Anyway, so yeah.
Actually, speaking of which, sorry, I didn't interrupt. Speaking of which, my sister's partner's soccer coach. I was there at their game on Sunday, right? 14, he got a cold, right? After the game, he comes up, we were talking, and he comes up and he goes, "Are you like on a viral social media sort of page?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Viral.
And he said viral as well. And I'm thinking like
very loose.
Steady on.
Very unviral
Yes,
viral.
like 3 vids go past 100,000.
Yeah,
and viral, yeah. And he goes, "Yeah, I mean," I said, "Yeah," and he goes, "Why?"
Why are you doing this?
And I go, "Well, it's just 3 mates from uni, and we're just having a bit of fun, and getting hated on in the comments by mainly Carlton supporters."
Makes
and
us feel great. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it feels great going home every night, seeing the comments and then being told you're a fat cunt.
Speaking on that, have you been recognised before? How many people have come up to you?
Oh yeah, a few times, especially at the footy.
Can I
was going to say you didn't.
Can I interject for a second? This is not nowhere near like your fault or anything, because I understand.
The game was very loud at the time.
Yeah.
Melbourne last year.
Not the prelim, the
quarterfinal.
Yeah.
You were at that
Yeah,
game.
I was at that game.
We were sitting opposite you.
We were sitting behind you.
We're like one row across from you.
So you saw what I was doing the entire time because I was with a Collingwood mate at the game. Yeah.
Because I saw you and you were just sitting there on your own at that point because it was before the game, and I said, "Oh, Cardman, how's it going?" He just looked at me.
Did I not respond?
As you go like, Cardman.
Sometimes I hear, but I don't know where the voice is coming from. Just like if I can't see it, I'm just
I won't say I was standing right in front of you, but
he's on the other side of
if that is the case, that's bad on my behalf.
No, I'm not.
The crowd was going crazy. We're just there like.
This wasn't even before the game.
Was that before?
This is before the game.
This
is where I
went after the game when you were leaving. We're trying to call out to you to say.
Right. Okay.
No, but look, I understand why you probably wouldn't recognise us because you only saw.
We also had
minutes.
How do you met him? Have we met him yet?
We met him it would have been September, so it would have been.
That was early September. Yeah.
So I don't think I'd even.
Well,
no,
no,
I would
you
have.
would've
I would have
been
met
there
you for the.
Were you there for the Jordan,
panel, yeah.
the Jordan thing?
Yeah, I was there
The
for
panel.
yeah.
The panel was after
No,
September.
I met you for the when you did the goal kicking comp.
Yeah,
last year, and
with
then
Jordan.
as I filmed with Geordie,
Yeah.
the music video afterwards.
Yeah.
So I can understand why you probably wouldn't know who I was.
Yes.
Even though,
But if I would have seen you, I would have remembered.
You would have remembered.
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I've had that gripe for a while now. Not gripe, but you know.
Oh, now you can let it off your chest.
Yes,
Yes.
it's good to be out of it.
It's rare that you can actually go to the man afterwards and go, "Oi,
Remember me. Well, funnily enough about that,
there's everything for me." but,
my this Friday night I'm going to a concert. This Aussie band that moved over to the States years ago. They're coming back doing a homecoming tour. My mum used to be the PA to their dad. So
Right.
she used to babysit them as a kid
Uh-huh.
and now they're like
Oh,
selling out
wow.
John Cain Arena.
that's weird.
And we're like, mum's like, that's Joel and Luke. I used to like babysit them. It's like, I changed their diapers when they were 1 year old.
Surely you can ask for like backstage.
Well, I don't think I would have any idea who we are.
So-
No,
would
but
know.
you literally changed my diapers.
Literally, like, hopefully we can
If
find
you
a
show
way.
them the photos, of
Yeah.
You find a
maybe
way.
that
Maybe
could
that's like,
get
he worked for their
Get
dad
the
for
photo
10
album
years
out.
as his PA because
so
he
funny.
did like music tours and concerts. So she would always be at the concerts and be babysitting the kids when he was out. So she knew him very well. And now we're going to see them live at their own concert.
That's crazy.
40, that's it. Sorry, Mom. Like 30 years, 4 years later.
7 minutes.
30 years later. Not 40, I just wanted before I get destroyed.
Now we don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but if you would let us talk about the Saints.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
goodness.
right.
You were nervous for a second. You're like,
I was
what's he
thinking,
gonna...
what is the... This was on the run sheet.
The roast of Cardman.
Yeah. I mean, a bad season probably covers it a little bit.
Yeah.
But
How's it felt for you as a supporter? What's it been like watching them this week? What's your analysis of the team?
Well, the longer the season's going to go on, the less I'm going to give a crap. I'm just going to accept the
you're
fact
just going to
that
stop making bids
year.
altogether and go.
Because before the year, I had a lot of like
I think
hope, and a lot
we
of
made the
other,
finals
a
last
lot of the
year.
other experts
Yeah.
were actually pumping the Saints up. We had a good preseason. We brought in some
You did,
decent
yeah.
recruits.
You made the finals last year, so like, you're
Yeah,
looking
I know
good.
we fell off a little bit.
I mean,
in
elimination
the game,
final.
but I thought we'd bounce back. Second year to Ross Lyon. We didn't even start the season that poorly either.
No.
You beat us, the Pies.
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
week
beat the
2.
Pies. Should have beat Essendon. We didn't know how good they were going to end up being. And then sort of after, probably the Giants game, that's when it all fell apart.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
properly.
Right.
It hasn't been a good 4 or 5 weeks. For
No,
the
I
Saints
think,
at the moment.
I think if you look at the power rankings, we'd probably be like 16th.
Is that North or Richmond?
I
North,
I
you
think
guys.
it's probably Richmond, North, St Kilda
Yeah, literally.
at
Well,
the moment. Like,
if you have a look at, well,
How's the ladder looking?
I'll be on the letters are on this.
well, we should be bottom 4. I don't know how Hawthorn lost. Sorry.
Yeah, no. It's okay.
Yeah, like
It's just turned into.
need to
hate
throw it a
song.
bit to the left as well.
Yeah,
No,
that's
'cause
right. You can throw it back.
you lost to the Cats by 8 in round 1. So that's also not like,
Yeah, and we
It's
didn't,
not
we
too-
no
didn't
one
even
knew how
play
good the
that
Cats are
great
going to
either.
be.
Yeah.
You beat the Pies, lost to Essendon by 4. They're like those are good.
Yeah,
Tough
we
games
still
against
should have
good-
won that game with all the chance we had.
Literally, that's
especially
good
early.
competition. Beat Tigers by 7.
That was
Lost
the
to the
best win.
Giants by 1. Again, there's 3 losses
Yeah.
by under
Mate, all our losses have been like
8
pretty
points
close.
or under
Yeah.
until then. So yeah, you're doing pretty well. Then it gets,
That's when it
to
gets
the
bad.
Dogs' loss of 60 at Marvel. Lost to Port by 10 over there. Beaten North. Hawks beat you by 5 and then lost to Freo by 17.
Like, they're just teams we should be winning if we want to be making finals.
Yeah.
Especially like Freo at Marvel.
Freo at Marvel, that's one of the sides.
Dogs
And
you
like
want
this-
Particularly leading into the season, I didn't think Freo would be that good.
No.
No.
Yeah.
You've
Dogs
got-
as well, I thought that should be a win. Essendon, Hawthorn, like all these
Hawthorn should have
teams.
been a win,
All these
okay.
teams.
You've got some
Yeah.
you got Melbourne this week, which that'll be
Which I don't have high hopes for, but we'll just go in with a negative mindset, hopefully.
I feel like
Negative mindset.
honestly sometimes that can be better for a team though. Like
Yeah,
I feel like when you're playing with the backs against
Well, that's
the
the
wall,
thing,
it's so much
right?
better.
It wouldn't surprise me if we like got 4 or 5 wins in a row, like some stage late in the year.
Exactly, because when the pressure's off and you're playing
Yeah,
without
exactly. You play with the freedom.
exactly, I think it makes a big difference to a team.
But you almost don't want that if you want draft picks and all that.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
all, you don't want to do a North and miss out on the Harley Reid
No,
because you start
no.
winning at the end of the
Yeah,
year
no,
and knock
start
yourself
winning.
out of like the top
But
3.
it doesn't matter.
But then, at what point do teams go, all right, we don't care about top 8 anymore. Let's think about draft picks. Do you think it's like now?
Well, I think
If you're the
I
same-
think even now Ross is still going to be hopeful of
I
finals.
think Ross is the sort of coach that's not
I
going
think
to
it's a
give
little
up.
too
Ross is not a
early.
coach who's going to tank ever.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
No.
in his vocabulary.
It's a little too early yet to start
It'd
thinking.
be too early for that.
Yeah.
But I think most fans probably.
North started in the preseason.
Yeah.
They started.
Let's not
Yeah.
laugh.
Well, they, had a good,
Yeah.
they actually had a decent preseason.
They looked
Yeah.
good
They
for a
did,
few
yeah.
weeks, and
And then when it really mattered,
they became the North Melbourne again.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you? What is your like top line expectation of like if everything went right from this point on? What do you think is the best outcome you could see for the Saints?
Right now.
Do you think you could make finals?
We've
still?
got a decent run. Or, like, okay, tough teams, but we've got all
I was having a
games
look.
of marble. So
You got Melbourne.
we've got home games, I guess.
Yeah, you got Melbourne
That
here.
helps.
That's tough, but then you got West Coast over there. But that's,
I think we'll lose that.
yeah, well, it depends on what
West
Harley-
Coast at home are fucking dangerous.
Depends if Harley Reid's playing. And then you got Gold Coast, but that's over here. That's easier. Brisbane at the Gabba. That's last year. That's a
So that's the
guaranteed
thing.
loss,
We
who
got to
knows
get to like level of win losses, and I just don't think that's going to happen for the rest of
No.
the year.
No.
Yeah, Port, but it's over here. Sydney, but it's over here.
Well, Port, we've only beaten Port once since 2009, I think,
Really?
or something like
Wow.
that, which is really bad.
I can understand that more if you said like a Hawthorn
Or it might be
someone who's been good
2011.
the whole
It
time.
might be Port since
Port.
once since 2011,
Oh,
and that one game was in 2020 during
Wow.
the COVID year.
that's crazy.
That's bad.
So yeah,
Because you
that's
still got
I
Richmond. You
don't know
got,
why Port. It's just
Yeah.
a bogey
Got-
side.
you got a couple. You got Carl. You still
Sort
got
of hard,
Carlton
isn't it?
Saints, Essendon, 2 Brisbane, a Sydney game, and a Melbourne game.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's not the easiest run home, but it's not impossible.
There
Well,
are
it's
winnable
it's
games
not
in there.
important. Like, it's not
A
impossible.
lot of them are at Marvel as well, which will
Yeah,
help.
I mean the Giants were 3-7 last year. made
Yeah, that's
finals.
true. Carlton
Sure.
were what,
Sure.
4 and 6?
4 and 6, but then they lost like 3 more in a row or something like that.
Yeah, I think you guys have a genuine chance at still like if you get it together. Like,
Yeah.
it's not impossible. It's anyone's game this year.
Yeah, it's an even
Oh.
comp.
Most people's game.
If you would, yeah. Sorry,
Sorry, Richmond.
Hawthorn.
Yeah. Well, it's more or less Sydney's to lose at the moment.
Oh.
The way it's going.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah,
but you don't want to peak early.
No.
No. Well, they're 2 games ahead now that Geelong lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to the Saints, we'll finish off the Saints
Yes.
discussion here. What would be one move you think the Saints? What's one thing you want to see the Saints do to sort of turn things around? Is there a trade? Is there a player move? What-
Right. Well, I mean, at the moment, you can't really
Can't really
be
do a
hopeful of
trade,
that
but-
until the end of the year.
But is it something that you think? Oh, the Saints need to do this. Is there a player
Maybe
move?
move a few plays into the midfield, like just make it a little bit different, like
Yeah,
chop
okay.
and change or something.
Yeah. Anyone in particular? Like, I'd like to see him get some more run in the guts, or flip this around, get a young kid some more game time.
Well, I think Mitch Owens hasn't really
Okay.
had as much time in there that he could probably find a bit of form in the midfield. Like Max King, someone who's had a really poor season so
Mhm.
far, so maybe
Yeah.
give him even like a chop out in the ruck, just get him
Getting in the
in the
play.
game for a little bit, and then get him back up forward. He just got to
Get,
be
let-
tougher in the contest.
get the
'cause
ball in his hands a
It's
bit.
just too hard, too easy for him to get outmarked and outmuscled at the moment,
Okay.
which is frustrating.
when
Yes.
you got a 199 centimeter key forward.
Yeah, like you know how
Yeah.
good he can be when he takes the contested marks, but he hasn't really been doing that this
Yeah.
year.
Okay.
It's just losing confidence right now.
Well, we'll be back on the other side. We've got a bit more Cardy stuff to discuss, but we're going to have to take a break because our cameras can't last more than like 10 minutes recording at one time. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back on the other side with a new first time. I think it's similar to a game we did a couple weeks ago. This is a terrible introduction, but we got a game. There's a game and it's coming up and it'll be on the other side of the
Let's
break.
go.
That'll do.
Welcome back, listeners. Now, Cardman. Rumour has it you're good with cards.
Yeah, it should be
Hence
pretty decent.
today. So we've devised a little game here for you. We have got 9 cards here, 9 footy cards specifically.
Because 2 plus 2 plus 4 for 2024 is...
What?
No, I couldn't come up with... I can't come up with... I was trying to see if I could come up with a reason I did 9
No.
cards.
Laziness. Anyway,
Because I
unpreparedness.
couldn't count when I did it.
Quick
Exactly.
maths.
No, it's your
Um,
lucky number.
So we have
Oh.
9 footy cards here. Your job is to guess what year they came out, and double points if you can guess what type of card they are.
Right, I should be
Okay.
all right at this. As
Because
long
you've
as
done
it's
footy
within-
cards for a while now.
Yes.
I should know it past 2006, from 2006 to now.
Jeez, that's impressive.
From both. I
Whoa.
should know it. I should know the
Dang, maybe
year.
I should have made this tougher than I did. We'll see.
We'll see, though. We'll see how
Alright.
well I go.
So Jay, in
Because
editing,
you have collected footy cards.
Yeah,
just
like
to give people.
some years more than others,
Yeah.
but I've gotten cards from like the years back then since
Okay.
2006.
first one on screen now for you.
This is an easy round. This is get you in the mood of things.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was gonna if I didn't know what the player was, I wouldn't know if it was this year or last year. But it says Lockie Neal Brownlow, so
Yeah, probably
that's,
should have
that's,
covered
I told you to cover that.
Oh my.
it's from 2024.
Yes. And what sort of card is it?
It's a gold trophy wildcard, star wildcard.
I don't know. Yes, it is a trophy wild card.
All right.
Ding, 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 ding.
Does it go from
Right,
easy
yeah,
to hard?
It does somewhat get harder.
Okay.
That's it. Definitely the easiest of them.
Okay, it's slightly tougher. But I should know this one. That's 2020.
Is
Star
it? Can we
Wild.
confirm, Joe?
Yeah.
It is a 2020
Okay.
Star. I was hoping because that was the year they flipped from the Magic to the
Yeah,
Star.
I
being
actually
the
reckon I'll
cartoon.
get a couple wrong here.
So I was
Maybe,
hoping.
possibly.
I was hoping you might have gone the 2019 Magic.
How
in that one.
difficult was that for you?
Not over because I remember making video. I remember actually pull this card in a pack, and the
okay.
font is a 2020 font that I just remember.
That's
I don't
pretty
know.
good to get
That's
a
absurd.
2019 to get a 20.
well done.
Get a Star Magic.
Far out,
Nice,
okay.
no,
Alright.
that's a good card.
Feel free to zoom in as well if you want.
Oh, geez. All right. I think
This one.
this is 2019.
Is it?
You are correct. It is
Okay,
2019.
okay,
What is the
okay.
name of
Good.
these cards?
Footy something. Footy Powers, are they?
Oh, that is pretty good.
All right, let's go.
I hadn't even seen these cards until I was looking for them last time. Trying to look for the most random
I
cards.
remember
could find.
that 2019
Next
year.
time we're taking a bit of a jump. This is a
The
bit of a
reason
weird
why I
one.
know that quickly is back in that year, what I did was I'd bring a scale to the newsagent and I'd just weigh the packs
Oh,
to
because
get like the
Genius.
Star Wild.
Yeah.
the stars are heavier.
They would only come with the Footy Powers. They're the heavier cards because they're like thicker.
Oh, do the
So-
Footy Cards come with the Star Wild card?
For a good 3 weeks, I was just getting Footy Power after Footy Power, just trying to get the stars and magic. I had like 180 of them just sitting there. Like too many of those.
People at the newshouse wonder why you're weighing footy cards.
Oh, I had like 3 people tell me just get out of here.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of 6-year-olds in tears.
Well,
All I
luckily.
can see like Breaking Bad.
Wait.
You're there like with the measuring scales.
Well, I was like 15, 16. Luckily, I looked 7, so I was like, not as
Oh, look at him.
All I can remember is
Okay.
that you've taken the whiteboard and you're doing the maths.
Yeah.
The scales.
Well,
in the white lab coat.
I made a video on the idea, and I had a lot of like parents saying, "Oh, this is unfair for the kids," and all that. And the other people, are like, "Oh, you're a hero, mate. How do I get this like
You
scale
got,
from?"
kids going down newshows with scales.
I reckon there'd be a few. I reckon like from the video, because I put like the link in the description, like where to
Perfect.
buy and all that.
That's so funny.
Oh, that's
the
great.
weight you're looking for.
All
That's
right,
amazing.
Moving on to this next
This is
one.
a different one. We've jumped company.
Select.
Jumped
Yes.
Select.
Yeah.
Luckily, I do know. Oh, actually, do I know the name of it? Because Select are weird with their like one in whatever packs. These sort of common rare
Let me
ones.
see if I can find the name of it.
Now, do you know who the footy player is there, Sam? He's a Hawthorn
It's
player.
Shieldsy. He went to the same school as me.
Wait, what?
Weirdly enough, still
Here
plays.
comes the flex.
Liam
Yeah.
Shields went to your school.
Obviously, way before me.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
What? So he went to Aquinas?
he did.
Also,
I'll tell
in
you
case
what.
anyone was wondering, they now know Sam went to Aquinas.
I don't know which one.
As well as I'll tell you who also famous was Aquinas. I've told you this before. DJ Havana Brown.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then Sam Fuller. Do you know Sam Fuller? Next, third
No.
famous person.
No.
Sample, the
Move on.
third member of the Carb Loaders.
Second, first.
All right,
All
I
right,
know
what's
the
this
year.
one?
The year's 2015.
Phew.
I don't know if I remember the name of the card though, so I'm
Give
just
it-
gonna guess Silver Parallel.
Oh my gosh, you're Silver Parallel 2015. That is.
Can I just ask? Is this like? Is there a formula for you to know, or are you just purely in your brain? Like,
Well, again,
I've
with-
seen that before.
If I have never like collected the cards from that year or like owned a card, I wouldn't have a bloody clue. But I just remember like that year, the select cards were the edges weren't.
That was the circular edge.
Circular
Because that
edges.
was the first year they went from the square cards to the
Circular.
Well,
circle.
they're normally
right.
square edges
Yeah.
select. I don't know, that year just was different.
Right. Okay.
That
It
was
looks a bit different, eh?
That's crazy.
That was a
Alright,
nice card, that
Go
one.
for it.
All right, next up.
Oh.
All right, another Magic Wild. I don't know if I ever. No, these were the 3D ones. So I think this is 2016.
It's 2016 Magic Wild.
Because I remember like I will say one thing though. If I zoom in, you can see like.
2015
You can
averages.
actually
Yeah,
see
probably
the,
should have censored that
Well,
part as
I'm,
well.
I'm looking from afar, so I'm not going to be able to look at that.
Okay,
So
good.
I can't cheat.
Good.
Next one.
Next up.
Oh, this is easy. 2014.
Yes, it is.
For year 6, I remember the circle logo at the bottom.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
a comment from 2014.
Yeah,
Jay, did you think that's actually going to be harder?
I thought that one might be like, was that 2014 or 15? Not realizing we're talking to a wizard over here who remembers
I
everything.
should get one.
You
wrong,
are
but
Cardman.
We'll see.
Yes.
Number 7.
Oh.
2010 gold.
It is 2010.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a gold or not.
That's a gold.
It is a gold.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh no, more than you, mate.
I would trust you more than mine.
It's not often that the guest tells the host,
What the answer is.
this is what it is.
And if it's not that,
It's
you're
not-
wrong.
Yeah, it's someone in Family Feud just going to see puppy. No.
You're wrong.
Okay, next up.
Alright.
Okay.
No, I should know this one as well. 2012.
It is 2012.
Oh,
Gold.
my.
Gold in 2012.
Gold 2012. Okay, this is going to be. Do you know what the odds were of getting a gold in 2012?
Do you know what the odds were?
I do remember what the odds were.
I think that year was 1 and 2, yeah?
Yes, it was 1 and 2. Dang it, I thought I might have had something.
You've got to try and get someone to one up me in like Footy Cards back in the day.
I'm going to get like the guy who
You're gonna
owns
get
Team
one
Card.
I'll tell you what
Cardman22.
though, over the last few years, if these were like cards from this year, I probably would have done worse than cards from 2013.
Really? I thought back-
Because I haven't really been overly
Collecting
many this year.
Okay,
Right, okay.
final one.
I haven't
Final
got packs
one.
for a few
Right,
months. All right, last one. Censored. All right. These were quite a unique card in the set. I think these are like one every 2 boxes or whatever.
Yeah, it was
wow.
like one
one in
in
every
like
box or
36
something.
or
Yeah,
one
one in
in
every
72.
box. Club Trio 2012.
Yes, it is a club trio.
Yes.
That is 9 for 9.
I did expect to finish on that
You
one.
need a bet. No, I was trying to. I thought that would be the hardest one. I thought you'd like, oh no shot.
Wow.
Well, you're lucky. Well, you're not lucky that I owned 4 of them that year, so
Wow.
I was pretty lucky with
That's pretty
Club
good.
Trios.
Next time we have a guest on and do one of these games, can we make it harder?
I said, well,
Or just get some random guy off the street or like
Yeah.
to do it. See how well they do.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I should have photoshopped a fake card to try and start.
Oh,
yeah.
just put all different elements of different seasons.
That would
together.
have thrown me off. Right?
That would have been it. You dog. Yeah, just go ahead and do that.
Well, that brings that
when did Boomer
game.
Harvey wear a West Coast shirt?
You truly are the card wizard.
You are the card man.
Round of applause.
Yes.
I think.
Another round of applause.
That is huge.
Wow.
That
was
is
impressive.
silly.
It would be interesting though, testing that with other like footy card YouTubers, see how they would do it. That's not a bad idea actually.
I reckon-
Maybe I'll-
next vid.
I reckon-
steal the idea and see if they.
I reckon I would have known.
Well, you've set the bar very high.
I wouldn't have known the new one, the Brownlow medalist. No idea of that was a Star Wild. No, I would have known the Liam Shields one potentially because I collected that year.
So you knew that you would have known that year probably.
I would have known that year. The Paddy Cripps Magic, I would have said it was somewhere between like 2015 and 2017. Trent Cotchin, the basic one, I probably would have hopefully remember that the logo was in the middle. Nick Nat would have had no clue. That one I would have remembered because that was the first year I collected.
You-
And
yeah,
that
right.
one. No idea.
You got all these from online last night, so you should have known.
What do you mean?
Well,
I did sort of know.
yeah.
I just had to have a peek every once in a
Yeah.
second.
That's what I saw you doing. I'm
I was like, I
oh.
thought I knew.
It's fine. All right.
Well, we'll take it.
That was a great segment.
I'm
That
very-
was probably our best game yet.
That's our best game.
What do you
yet.
mean? Costa's
Oh,
correct.
it's good
was
fun. You do well in the
That was
game.
good.
Yeah, well, 'cause- well, Sam did a game 2 weeks ago for us here.
Yeah, it was a fun.
Where it was a
It was-
logo
it was
guessing game.
rigged.
And forgot the fact that I know all the NBA teams and Hamish doesn't. So it was a bit uneven the game we had to.
That
Was it
rigged.
just the NBA
It was
team?
basically all
Yeah.
NBA and NFL, which I follow, and
It was
Hamish
all the
doesn't.
Yeah,
American
right.
sports. Yeah.
But
I had a very good advance.
last week we had a good game. Cost is correct. That was good. Where we had to
Yes.
guess the cost of items at the MCG canteen. That was.
Oh, that's a pretty good idea, isn't it?
Do
They
you have any
change
of
it
the-
every
do you have
year,
any
so I
ones
don't know what
written
it's
there?
yet.
Yeah, I've still
We'll throw
got
you
the
one. We'll
notes.
throw you one.
Okay, throw me a few if you've got it.
Let's see what we got.
So I've got the MCG, Marvel, and also the AFL store, like the sort of basic.
Yeah,
merch
it'd
they
be
have.
interesting, like to get it from every stadium, see which stadium
Yeah.
like got cheaper.
Literally.
Well, when we went, is this like going out?
No, we'll cut this.
We'll cut this.
No,
When-
this is going out. Honestly.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Well,
when,
the announcement will have already been done though.
when we go to Adelaide, we'll do the Adelaide Oval. We'll throw that in there as well.
Yes. Hey, that's unfair. I'm the only one not going to Adelaide Oval. I can't be a part of that.
I'll join
So
it.
I was there. Hey.
It's my fault. I need to have bills
No,
to
no,
pay and I need to work.
Well, then,
You didn't have bills to pay.
Yeah. What are you talking about? You live at home.
And you don't drive.
I want a camera. What can I say?
Just for everyone listening, Jay is a liar. He's a dirty liar.
His pants are on fire.
Yes. Yes.
How much is it? How much is a
All right. So sorry, Cardman.
meat pie at UMCG?
Yes. How much is a meat pie at MCG? Just stock down a meat pie.
$6.20.
Because
they've gone up.
He's
They've
good.
gone up, mate. I've been to the G and I've seen the new price. I'm like, I just stay away from it.
We were astounded by that.
Well, we were there on the weekend. And
They used to be like four. I know at Marvel they're cheaper. I know that for
really?
a fact.
Marvel is cheaper, yeah.
Yes.
Speaking of it, we'll go straight to Marvel then. Are you much of a beer drinker?
Not as much of the footy,
Yeah.
but like sometimes here and there.
All right. So if I threw up a Great Northern
At
Super
Marvel?
Crisp at Marvel,
Okay, maybe like $11.
Oh, that's so.
you're so close. I almost want to give it.
What was it?
$11.50.
Jesus. I was gonna go either 11 or 12. Yeah.
And for argument's sake, we'll throw out the
Just in
AFL store.
case.
Yes. I don't even have my glasses off here. Reading off
No, even if you were covering, there's no way I could see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
for the
true,
briefcase.
We'll throw out the AFL store. Well, actually, this is from the Sharon website. An official Sharon size 5 Sharon footy.
Size 5.
So AFL,
Full size.
yeah, full size AFL.
Oh,
grade.
because I bought one of these not that long ago and I bloody dropped it in the Yarra the day after. So
Oh,
yeah, after like the Saints Brisbane game, I was just bouncing it. It like bounced on like a rock and it just.
Oh no!
I think that was the game we choked a finals spot as well.
bad
I mean,
Oh.
I wouldn't be mad at you either if you just kicked it in frustration.
or if you jumped in the error after.
I was very tempted to do that. I think it was $179. That's my guess.
We've got, and this is from the official Sharon website. We've got 240.
Jeez, so it's gone up.
Gone up
it's
to
gone
240.
Right.
But that much.
That's
Yeah.
Silly.
not good.
That makes sense then that Maddie bought it for 160.
Yeah.
If it was that price then.
When did she get it?
Last year.
Some sports store in Hawthorn.
Yeah, because
We
I know there
stole
are
it from
some places you get it for a bit cheaper.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
Well,
Just don't get it from that place.
I think
No, don't buy from
what we've
Sharon.
discovered is that Cardman is a footy wizard, a football genius. If there's-
Let's just say I'm good at that
If-
sort of
if
stuff,
you don't-
not in other.
if you ever want to
areas.
know what any card ever of any footy
From like the 20s.
Yeah.
the 1970s.
Well, too bad feet. That's something that no one gives a crap about.
There's a
There's no industry in that, is there?
That's
Tony
a
Shaw.
1942 Gordon Coventry.
Yeah.
Oh, Bobby.
But
Mick Brownlow, what?
I was quite impressed. We'll be back on the other side with our final segment, the taste test.
Oh, yeah.
Carb Loaders here.
We have a very special
A very special announcement. Now,
2/3 of us.
2 out of 3 ain't bad, and we're going to Adelaide.
You've
yes,
traded me in.
Yes.
that's right. Carb Loaders take Adelaide 7th and 8th of June. We will be there for the Richmond Adelaide game, so you'll see us under hill at Adelaide Oval. You'll also see us at the Div 12 Vessies game playing. I believe it's Elizabeth, the team that lost by
you're not
518.
No, we're not
I
playing.
wish we're still waiting for the announcement from Marmalade on that one.
Aren't we all?
I think we might not have it, but you know,
Sam might be the sub.
I got to search the spam email for that one. And we also have our very special guest here, Cardman.
Yeah.
And
He'll be
he's
there.
going to be there
I
too.
will be there as well for.
He's replaced me as the third carb loader for the day.
Yes.
I might be the third one for the Adelaide Richmond game, and I'll be there
Yes.
on the Friday as well.
We will also have another very special guest, Jordan McCleary of Melbourne Fan TV and Lambo's Army
Lieutenant
Media General, whatever he's called.
Okay.
Yes, who did the run with them across Australia.
Anyway, not about him.
Yes.
We'll see you then.
We'll also have him there. But
Stay
stay
tuned.
Stay
You won't
tuned.
see me.
We will be there. Take Adelaide. Don't be afraid to say hello. We'll be there at all the games and keep carb loading, Adelaide. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
So this is time of the week that none of us look forward to.
Yes.
It's,
It's actually my favourite part.
don't lie.
I'm getting snacky again.
It's not again.
Oh.
It's taste test time, and this week we have secured the internet again, and we have found, we've stumbled upon Cheetos and milk.
This might be the worst one yet.
Now, people.
Cardman, I apologize that you have to be here.
Jeez, these are so
I won't-
random bloody items.
I won't lie. When I knew you were coming on, I was going on the internet the other night, going, "What's the most
Up shit.
just the scare card, man?"
So should we do milk first or Cheeto first? The age-old question.
I reckon just
what
pour,
is
Give
it?
us a cup.
Is it a...
just pour the milk.
No, so you do.
Well, you pour it
It's
in.
like
yeah,
cereal, but with
She's
Cheetos.
supposed to dip
Wait,
it.
it's cereal.
Yeah.
What?
It's
What?
like
Oh,
No,
it's
no,
like
no,
a
no,
dipping
no,
thing.
no, it's like fully
What,
submerged.
do you notice? Do you?
I looked it up. Yeah, I did some prep.
Do we get any spoons?
So this is cheese.
No, you could just
cheese
go
cereal.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's nice because it's like sweet and savory at the same time. And
Oh, that's
Oh, no.
I probably
I
should
thought it was
have
just dipping it in or
No.
like
Yeah, I thought that too.
have a couple of Cheetos, you drink a
probably
bit
should
of
have
milk.
brought more milk as well. This has also been sitting in my bag for about an hour.
Don't.
God.
No, it's still cold.
No.
It's still cold.
2 hour, 4 hour rule. That's still okay.
Oh, well, because I lied. It was probably like 3 hours.
Then.
No, I feel it though.
So spoiled milk and Cheetos.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's not cold, but it's not
No,
warm.
I would.
It's alright. No, it's
No, it's
alright.
not.
It's
It's
fine.
drinkable. It's drinkable. 3 hours, you can still use it. Once are just 4.
That's a lot of milk.
I know you want
There'll be a
them
lot of Cheetos
You want
going
them submerged, and this cup is dirty as well.
And guess who's given that one?
We're not going to give it to the guest, are we?
I
We're not
don't
going
know.
to give it to the handsome one of the
mate.
group.
So it only leaves
Pass it the Cheetos.
two options.
I was joking. Let's put sponsored by no.
Don't.
sponsors.
No. Coles.
That's Cardy's camera has just been cut
Oh,
off.
sorry.
It's a Coles sponsorship now.
Sorry, Woolies. Who we
Coles don't need any more money. Oh my god.
It's the
I'll do 3 Cheetos per.
sponsored by Curtis Stone.
So we just drink it.
Yes.
Oh
We
no!
should have got spoons actually.
Just run down to get.
Can I apologise in advance, Cardman?
Why?
Unless it tastes somewhat alright, then
You
Yes.
could use the Cheetos as a spoon.
This is fucked.
Should we not get a spoon?
You know what this is like? This looks like someone that.
well, I feel like you don't want to.
Oh my god!
You don't want to let it
Pass it
sink
along.
like that. Otherwise,
No,
Oh, it's
yeah.
yours.
No, quick.
No, which one
quick.
do you
I'll grab this one.
You know
I'll
what?
take that one.
I know crackheads who don't come up with ideas like this.
Make sure they're all wet and moist.
No,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
say moist.
Oh god!
Probably submerged.
Oh, I can smell it. Oh, I'm so sorry, Cardman.
If you don't like smell, I've got a blocked nose, so
Yeah.
probably
Oh,
helps.
perfect.
Oh, you're love.
How are we gonna do it? Do we just have one of the Cheetos?
I say we have a sip first, and then we have one of the Cheetos.
Oh, you
So we
want-
have to
you want Cheeto
we
milk?
have to sort of
Sip
combine
the
them in our mouth.
Cheesy milk.
Cheese milk.
In the name of Carb Loaders.
Cheers for carb
I'm
loading.
so sorry.
Oh, do we
Sorry,
have all at
Cardy.
once?
Yeah,
I'm
all
so
at once.
sorry, Cardy.
Alright.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
It just has some normal milk and then you get a whiff of Cheetos.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's-
I reckon this one. Take a sip of
I
milk.
think because I can't smell it, it's actually not that bad. But
sip of milk and then you have to put
Oh,
a whole
yeah.
Cheeto in your mouth. Sip of milk,
Okay.
then a whole Cheeto. 3, 2,
Oh, the Cheetos are soggy. No. We almost had a first spew.
almost. No, that's alright. Just a burp. Just a burp. False alarm.
Oh, okay.
The pre-warning.
Verdict.
Nah,
The Cheeto by itself, not that bad. It's the milk that gets you.
I'm sorry. Who drinks that and goes,
What sick? Stop, Jay.
Jay,
Why
you
you
know-
get away
you have a
voluntarily?
problem.
He does this every week.
It gets snacky by the end.
Yeah, but not
Better
for
than
this.
nothing.
Where's the bag? Just give him the bag.
No,
Yeah, I'll take the Cheetos if I
If you want to be sacky.
I brought those. I'm saving those for later.
Some of the milk.
So how do we just rate it out of 10? Or?
So-
Yeah, exactly. We've got a rating
scale.
system. One is like, I'm going to puke. Two is,
I've got a sore throat at the moment.
No, so yeah, 1 is this is horrible. I want to vomit.
Yeah.
10 is I like that.
this
I
is
would
my,
eat
this is
that
like
again.
my new favorite delicacy.
5 is I'll
I
eat
can-
it if I had.
I can eat it if I have to, but I don't want to
I'm
eat
still
it.
tasting
Yeah, right.
Where do you put it?
You would have looked at the footage back, you probably thinking it's a 1, but no, it wasn't like that bad. I guess the fact I could smell it made it
Better.
more
The
bearable.
fact you can
The
drink
first,
the
the
milk
first
and
drink
smell
was right. The
Cheetos.
second I had too much milk, and then I
Had the Cheeto.
then I've like then I had the Cheeto, and then I like the little bits of the crumbs, like
Oh,
just the texture was no good.
Can
So
we just go back to chips? And
it's
ice
4 or
cream?
5 for mine, I reckon.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm going like a 2.
I'll
Yeah.
go 4. I'll go 4.
4. 2.
I'm going to go like a
Don't dare say anything over a 5.
4
Yeah.
Okay.
or a 5 in the fact that what I could understand is the actual flavors were okay.
I need Cheetos over again.
What I didn't enjoy was the soggy Cheeto. If I was
Really?
having
You
Cheeto-
enjoyed it?
No, I didn't enjoy the soggy
I was the other
Cheetos.
way around. I didn't like the milk, but the Cheeto was fine.
No, like it was the
Yeah.
it was the Cheetos being dipped in the milk. I'm like,
Right.
if I was having Cheetos, I'd happily have a glass of milk next to it as like my like.
Well,
okay,
yeah.
If I'm watching the footy, I could be eating Cheetos and I have like a milkshake, and I'll
Yeah.
be fine because it would taste like that. What I couldn't do is dipping them. The flavors were okay. It was the
You just don't want,
sogginess of the Cheeto, and then the having bits of Cheeto puff.
You don't want it soggy, like dipped inside and all.
No, having the
No.
bits of Cheeto powder in the milk.
Yeah.
That was almost more off-putting than the soggy Cheeto in my mind. It was having milk that was bitsy. That was not
I
good.
agree. I
Should
agree.
we put odds on who's going to spew first when we do one of these things?
It's probably
I hope it's a guess if you do get up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably
If we
should
get
have confirmed before we had no allergies. Or anything.
Yeah.
We just milk.
I'm allergic to Cheetos. I can tell you that, yeah.
Allergic to the
And
Cheetos
milk.
on the milk.
Does the milk cancel it out?
Yeah. Well, that was that segment.
I'm so sorry, Cardman.
Thank
that
you,
was-
Cardman.
Sorry, it could have been worse. It could have been worse.
Are we going to find you on your next live stream? You just see it eating Cheetos and milk. You got like a bowl of it.
You might see me doing what you said. Like, I have a bowl, like a bag of cheese, just have a glass
of milk. And it's okay.
I
though.
do that with the hot ones though.
Yeah, okay, because you need
Yeah,
it.
that's true.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, if you have like a whole bag in like 15 minutes, like shit, all right, get some milk.
The
Yeah.
flaming hot Cheetos.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Cardman, thank you for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yes, thank you, mate.
I was going to say don't be a stranger, but probably never going to want to talk to us again after what you had to go through today filming this.
I won't do what you did, what I did at Collingwood Melbourne again though.
Shunned.
Well, maybe I will.
Next week at the game. Oh, Cardman.
Maybe I will actually.
Got the
Yeah.
headphones in, just walking by.
You just look at us and go,
Just like
oh, not these.
There's the
people.
thumbnail, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, mate, for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure. Give us a shout out. Where can we follow your stuff along socials?
So
YouTube,
on YouTube, Cardman22, TikTok and Instagram as well.
Cardman22.
Yep.
Nice.
Absolutely. Anyone having listened, go give him a follow. Great guy. Got some great content going out. Obviously, if you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, find us on YouTube at the Carb Loaders Oz. Find us on social media at the same places. The Carb Loaders
Yes.
Oz, AUS, not OZ, because we're not quite that cool.
Yes.
And on behalf of the Carb Loaders, myself, Hamish, Sam,
Yeah.
and the honorary Carb Loader of the day, Cardman, it's been a pleasure. And keep carbing.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Adios.
I want to be sick.
Who ordered the marinara?